Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I know, I'm sure you can see I'm super excited, but let's do all the introductions and greetings first. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, thank you. You checked me out, you stopped, you clicked on the video, it means I'm doing something right. If you're a regular viewer, if you're a subscriber, I am happy to have you here. Okay, maybe I'm a bit hyper, but I'm hyper because we are over 100 subscribers, guys. And I know maybe for some of you are like, huh, 100. For me, it's such a big deal. I started this channel with only 13 subscribers, so that's not a lot. So 100 is like, man. So I'm super excited. This is me doing the 100 subscriber dance. Okay. So if you want to keep seeing me dancing and doing more crazy stuff, please subscribe, please share. I feel like this channel has been helping a lot of people and people have reached out to me. I've seen comments here and there, but there's still so much work to be done. So please support this channel by giving it a thumbs up and by subscribing. But right now, let's jump right into what we want to talk about. So, I know it's summer and a lot of you are packing your bags, you're coming to the US, or maybe for some of you, you're applying for the next year and you're thinking of moving here to the US. So let's really answer this question. Is an LLM in the US worth it? Like, I know. I know you're like, Ijoma, it's too late to ask that question. No, it's not. You need to ask yourself that question. And so what I'm going to do is, I can't answer that question for you. It really depends on what your values are and your priorities are. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of doing an LLM in the US. Is it really worth it? Do we just spend money? For some people, it's actually a waste. Yes, I've met some people that coming to the US here for them was actually a waste of time. So let's go into the details. Is an LLM worth it? Should you come? Should you just stay back at home? Should you go to Canada where, maybe there are more sustainable immigration pathways? Let's talk about that. So what are the pros of doing an LLM in the US? First things first, I think you get quality education, right? But it really depends. Let me be clear. So there's a caveat to that. It depends on the school, right? There's some schools here that I know the best for an LLM, and I'll talk about that maybe in some other episode. But you get quality education if you go to the right school. There are really top-notch professors here, and the education here typically can be very practical for an LLM. So if you have the opportunity to be an intern, you really see how those principles play out in real life. Minus that, I think the method of teaching here is fantastic. The fact that you're allowed to think for yourself, you're allowed to question the system. I mean, there are times the professor comes and the professor actually learns from you. So yes, I will give you that. The education here is quality, depending on the school. Second advantage, which for a lot of people is a big deal, is the increased network. So when you come here, you access, depending on the school alumni network as well. I think Joel mentioned that in one of our previous episodes, but your school alumni network, that's a very big deal for some schools. Actually, for a lot of schools, that's a big deal. So you have an increased network, you have professors, and then your peers, your colleagues in class, some of them are ministers, some of them are big guys from their country, and that exposes you to more people. More people mean what? More opportunities. Something I've mentioned on this channel is one of the biggest ways to find jobs in the US is by networking. If you're not networking, it's not impossible, but it's harder. It's way harder, right? So that's what an LLM gives you. Like, it gives you not just any type of network, but like top quality. You have access to like very big guys in the industry. So you get access to an increased network, which can be a very big advantage. Now, I'm going to tell you the biggest one for me, and the biggest pro for me was opportunities. Like, an LLM in the US gives you access to opportunities. I'm going to talk about some more things down the line of what those opportunities actually look like, but you have opportunities to work in the US and internationally. I got an LLM here, as you know, in intellectual property law, and I've had opportunities to speak at conferences. I've been invited by the US Copyright Office, the World Intellectual Property Office. Those are opportunities that were open to me, in my opinion, right? There's the place of God blessing you, but this country did open those opportunities for me. I have friends who came here for an LLM here, but I've moved to the Europe and I'm working for magic circle firms. There are some that have stayed here and I'm working for like top tech companies. And so what does that tell you? It tells you that an LLM can position you to access opportunities, but make sure you're not, closed-minded. Make sure you're thinking about opportunities internationally and here as well. So yes, that's one thing that an LLM gives you that I feel like it's a big deal. So I know I've said a lot of things, you have a lot of things to think about as you're planning to come to the US, but it's important that you know these things, right? I've told you how an LLM can increase your network. For me, if I'm being honest, it's been a very rewarding venture for me. I've had the immigration struggles and being honest about that, but it's been rewarding because it's opened doors for me. It has I've done things that I didn't think I was ever going to do, right? And so that's the advantage. But then there are real challenges and there are real struggles of LLM students, and I want to keep acknowledging them here because I get a lot of questions. I get people who reach out to me, and so I know it's a universal struggle. So for folks coming, think about these things. You decide whether it's worth it to you, right? There are a lot of alternatives to these challenges. The thing about the challenges is that for some of these challenges, they can be mitigated, and I'll talk about that in another episode because I can't give all my juice in one episode. But thank you so much for checking me out, and thank you so much. I hope this is useful. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy this episode is here, and I'm happy it's a resource for you. Weigh your pros and your cons, and I hope to see you in the US if your decision is to pursue an LLM here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.